Historically, English learners have been looked at as being deficient and not having their assets recognized, the fact that they do have a language, that they also have experiences. But it's so important that what they do know needs to be respected and brought out.
When English learners appear to be struggling with learning English, teachers don't always have the expertise that's needed to be able to differentiate between typical language development and a learning disability.
Unfortunately, many districts will find that a large percentage of the students that are being referred to special services are English learners on account merely of the language acquisition process.
Classroom teachers don't need to be experts in English learning or in language development, but they can develop more expertise that can help them to work with individual English learners who may have specific challenges.
Over several years, the REL has worked really closely with Connecticut in this area and has carried out a number of research projects on multilingual learners in Connecticut.
So one of the really exciting things that we've been able to do over the last year has been go into 4 districts across the state and actually talk with educators, with teachers, principals, interventionists, to learn about what is the work that is happening with English learners who are struggling. And we've identified 4 areas that contribute to improving instruction for English learners. So the first is collaboration. And that is this idea that when you build systems of collaboration and people feel comfortable talking to each other about student needs, it improves the quality of instruction. The second is cultural responsiveness. And this speaks to that idea of assets, that students bring assets with them to the classroom. And as teachers understand that being culturally responsive is not just welcoming students' different food interests, but is actually understanding how they themselves have their own cultural experiences and how those intersect with students, then that also contributes to higher quality instruction. And then the third and fourth areas are actually using tiered interventions and using data and progress monitoring in an effective way through those tiered interventions. So those 4 areas together are what we found districts doing in order to meet the needs of very specific English learners.
Teachers now understand and have some tools to use when working with the learners, that they're not just going to focus on the standardized assessments. So the classroom teacher will reach out to the TESOL teacher, the special education teacher, curriculum specialist, reading interventionist, and really sit down and look at all the data together, coming from the perspective of second language acquisition, to decide what's best for the student, and then to track those interventions.
The experience with the REL has been amazing. The work is excellent. It's of extremely high quality consistently. Communication is effective, targeted, and really on point.
The REL was able to provide us a step in the right direction in terms of the conversations we should be having with each other in our district, so that we were not working in silos in our identification process, but rather we're beginning to collaborate meaningfully and using research-based methods.
So I'm excited for the future. I'm hopeful that as we move forward, English learners will be seen as assets in their classroom. And I'm hopeful to see teachers who feel empowered and feel equipped to work with English learners and really get them to meet their full potential.